Swiss mountains, alpine meadows, Siberian forests, Arabic deserts. In the country of the Great Steppe, the country of romantics, brave trailblazers, strong by spirit people, conquerors of natural elements. Discover the new Kazakhstan with the program Extreme Routes.
Extreme Routes. Today in the program, quad bikes or all-terrain vehicles, ATVs. From bicycles to space shuttles, humankind has always been looking for ways to overcome space and time. Most unimaginable forms of transport were created in the struggle with distance. Today we will learn more about ATVs. The ATV, unquestionably, is similar to a car, but still it is impossible to remove it from the motor line. In 1970, Honda made a three-wheel hybrid, which had the practicality of a car and the maneuverability of a motorcycle. It had huge wheels with powerful grousers, an unusual skeleton, and a truly high cross-country capability. The model gained popularity in California, where it was used to move along sandy beaches. ATV became so popular that manufacturers around the world quickly picked up the idea and began to produce analogs. Four-wheel quad bikes, which appeared later, have reached the present time practically in an unchanged form. You'll say that traveling on ATVs in winter is impossible, but not in Kazakhstan. I know one place where fans of extreme driving practice their favorite hobby even in the severe frost. I am at the bottom of Siran Lake, where the famous Mazlov Cup has been held since 2005. Of course, I could not miss these extreme competitions. Hi Diana, it's nice to see you. I'm pleased that you came. Since you're our VIP guest, we give you the waist coast. Wow. So that you can pass everywhere safely. With this waist coast, you can go anywhere. Let me help you put it on. Safety first. Yes, come on. Now I feel like a full participant in these races. The frost and the sun this year, we are very lucky with the weather, which of course pleases our numerous fans. It's understandable. Not every day one can see such a spectacle. If earlier athletes competed in classical disciplines in competitions, this year in addition to standard vehicles, the audience will witness off-road monsters, tractors, all-wheel drive trucks, march races and self-made off-road vehicles, as well as quad bikes. Today is the second day. How did it go yesterday? A lot of people came yesterday. There were at least 3,000 people, including participants. Every year, the number of participants and spectators is growing more and more. We have ATVs competitions today. Quad bikes? Seriously? Yes, yes. I always dreamed to ride it. Let's go. I'll show you. Of course. Let's go. Come on. I'm impatient. I cannot believe it, but I was on a real hot streak. We have time to meet the quad pilots while the organizers are preparing the track for the upcoming fierce struggle. By the way, configuration of the racing track remains true to the long tradition of the Mazlov Cup. Springboards, fords, pits, bulk obstacles, and, of course, a lot of dirt. One of our participants on the ATV is Nikolai. Hello, Nikolai. What a cool car you have, or how do you call them? Quadric? Quadric, just a quadric. Can I try it? Oh, sure. Wow, very cool. Can I ask you to teach me how to ride a quad bike? Of course, no problem. Super, then I'll be cheering for you right now. Okay. And when you come first, will you show me how to control this vehicle? Okay, deal. Great. Nikolai Ossadchuk started his career in automotive sport 12 years ago as a referee. He fixed the time and watched the participants on the road. However, the track became attractive for him as well. He bought his first ATV and started participating at off-road competitions. Later, as the pilot joked, Quad Brothers enlisted him in the quad band, and for the 5th year, Nikolai has been mastering new routes only on his four-wheeled vehicle. At first, I rode with no purpose, went to some expeditions. Gradually, I came to the sport and it became very interesting. Thus, I decided to do this in the future. And I will also teach my child to do this. The competition will start soon, but before the ATVs will appear on the track, buggies will perform for their first race. The air above Siron is filled with adrenaline. However, despite the competitive spirit, the Maslov Cup is rather a winter holiday of friendship, a brotherhood of like-minded people united by a common love for motorsport. Our participants drive through a familiar circle on the route, which will take 30 minutes. The fastest racer will be the winner. Well, the Maslov Cup quad bike competition starts. Here's our familiar pilot, Nikolai. Let's keep our fingers crossed for him. Kolya, go ahead. It is very exciting. Even spectators feel the adrenaline rush. I'm glad that I met Nikolai. He will teach me how to ride this vehicle. I cannot wait to try. In the course of the race, the track became less passable. Some of the participants get stuck, some cars break, and only the most persistent continue moving to the victorious finish. I was pleased to discover that I was lucky for the second time. Nikolai became the best in the race. He overcame 19 laps in half an hour. A brilliant result. You're my favorite. Thank you. I understood now why I won. Because of you. Yes. I wonder how the participants feel after such an extreme drive. The race was interesting but slippery. It's challenging. The main thing is to estimate the effort to reach the finish line. Riders experience an extremely intense feeling. This adrenaline dependence requires to drive ATV every weekend. A very extreme sport, but less traumatic than mountain skiing. Therefore, don't be afraid of the quad bike. Competition welcomes participants from both Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. I really like Kazakhstan. More people are getting involved in the sport. Kazakhs have more interest in this vehicle. I would like to drive a quad bike, see the local beauties, attractions, and get acquainted with the local population. I know that there are very hospitable people there, so I would like to travel there very much and learn more. Today's frosty winter day is coming to an end, but I have not even frozen a bit. Of course, it was very hot on the improvised stadium. Tomorrow we will go on a trip on quad bikes. A small sandy gorge. The road is simply mesmerizing, the feeling that I got into a winter fairy tale and the Snow Queen's castle is about to appear over the horizon. This is Stel's Jibek. As far as I know, a cheetah is the fastest animal. Let's see how we will drive today. Well, I'm ready to go. Before you go, you need to first inspect the vehicle. You need to inspect visually, take a look at the wheels. They may be flat. If so, the wheels need to be pumped up, and then it will be possible to drive it properly. Ah, there you go. The front left needs a little pump. Great, I'm ready to pump it up. By the way, there is a popular opinion that the ATV is only summer entertainment. Is it true? ATVs were designed for year-round use. That is, it rides both in the snow and on the sand. But it can also drive in the mud, even more so than an off-road, probably. Cool. I think it can ride in the dirty ground of a meter deep. Will you not freeze there? Well, while you're moving, you're not freezing. The main thing is to go in sports mode so that the muscles are toned. They will warm up from the inside, even if you go and sweat. Now we go on such a rough terrain. Well, I'm already pretty cold. I'm ready to warm up on the ATV. Put on the helmet. That's all. Everything's fine. How do I look? Great. Well, now a little introduction. Let's see how the cheetah behaves on the road. The main thing is to hold on tight to the rail. It's just incredible. I dream of driving and trying it myself. However, before I will be trusted, the self-management will rise to a small plateau. More space, more area for maneuvering. Kazakhstan has a truly unique nature. In some places it seems that you are on another planet. For example, it seems to me that we are somewhere on Mars. Here, around, there are red sands covered with hoarfrost. In fact, we are only 40 kilometers away from Almaty, and there are deserted Barkhans. And this is our Mars rover. If you wish, you can go around the whole country with such a rover, and this is more than 2.5 million square kilometers of an unusually colorful mosaic, harmoniously composed of mighty mountains, melodic steppes, mysterious forests, mesmerizing deserts, and the water surface of numerous lakes, rivers, the sea. I can only imagine what kind of trip this will be. In Kazakhstan, you can travel a lot by ATVs. We have a very rich landscape, a lot of interesting places, mountains, steppes. Even now, we are only 40 kilometers away from the city, and we have Barkhans, sand all around. Is it really worth seeing a new record? But first, we need to figure out how to control this car. Well, let's start the training. Vyacheslav, what is a quad bike? Quad bikes come in different classes. This ATV belongs to the class of utilitarian. And it also has an additional seat for hosting another passenger. Let's get started with the control and brakes. There are 3 brake levers installed, that is, there are 2 circuits, 1 foot and 2 hand. We check the stop for security. It's just like on jet ski. Yes, unlock the ignition system. This means that if the driver falls out of an ATV, the car will automatically stall. The handle of the acceleration stalls out. Here there is a variator. It is an automatic box, and the ATV leaves for several kilometers away, maybe even 10 kilometers. We had such a case before. And there it turns over, lights up, burns, and cannot be found at all. In general, this thing will help me not to lose the ATV? Yes, this is very important, maybe even the most important part about ATVs. Then we push the left brake. Here's the start button. We start the ATV. We set the shift lever, gear it up to the H or L position. Can I do this thing? It is possible, but at the moment of training it is better not to do so. We need to master at least the acceleration control with the help of the trigger. And this is the foot brake? It's a foot brake. It's a hand brake. Go ahead, check all the levers, try them all. Well, I understood everything about the acceleration and the brake. I told you the technical part, and Kolya will tell you how to ride. Yes, Nikolai is a pilot. Yes, to control the ATV, you can use your weight. It's actually even necessary to do so. If you're going up, you need to move the center of gravity forward. That is, you lean forward. If you go down from the hill, you need to load the rear part of the ATV a little bit. As for the turns, I'll show you this later in practice. Move, Diana. I'll show you how to ride a quad bike. Hooray! Now there will be a descent. That is, the center of gravity must be transferred here. Other direction you can lean on here. It is important to always keep the steering wheel with both hands, because it can get out of hand. Now we will have a descent. You shall slow down a bit and slightly shift back. Also, ATV has a reverse. Well, in reverse mode, you also need to look constantly where you're going. For some reason, it seems to me that it's like controlling a bicycle, only bigger. Yes, and it's heavier. Hooray, our mastering of new technology is moving forward. And now, thanks to an experienced mentor, I'm getting more and more used to it. I can even say I find a common language with this iron beast. Kazan is a mecca for fans to dig into the sand with their wheels. People call it the circus, and it's not for nothing that motorcyclists, off-road drivers, and our heroes have been honing their skills on the natural arena for several years. Indeed, we have not yet passed our circle, as the racing figures of motorcyclists loomed on the road. For them, this is an ordinary moto walk to be toned on the weekend, as they say. With envy, I look at these frisky iron horses, how easily they fly over the barcans, riding out beautiful patterns on the sand. It's okay, I have my four-wheel cheetah today. Well, are you ready? Yes. I'll drive myself.
Обязательно на руку. Можно сделать вот так.
Get started. Go. That's awesome. That's great. To be frank, when you get into control, you want to push the acceleration and just keep going. I noticed it. The basic elements are mastered. It's time for an independent flight. Now I'm left all by myself. We'll see what will happen. And as they say, don't go too crazy.
Видно, что у нее есть такой настрой боевой.
She has a fighting spirit.
Она может уже даже и до отсечки на газ нажать.
She has no fear. Well, how did I do? Great. And now can I go to the mountains? My instructors were confused, exchanging glances. Apparently they didn't expect me to show so much enthusiasm. After consulting, they decided it's possible, but on one condition. Now I want to climb the mountain. The most dangerous side is on the way out. Here. That is, we generally need to go straight, but if you suddenly put pressure on the acceleration, and we will be taken here, it will start turning on the left side, so we will jump to the right. It was awesome. Quad bikes are amazing. No wonder we call it a rover, because these 80 horsepower will take you anywhere at any time of the year. Exactly what you need for traveling with a breeze along the unique and so diverse landscapes of our beautiful country. Our film crew follows the numerous trails of sports tourism, the routes of which run through the mountains and steppes, forests and deserts. Join us now. Kazakhstan is even more interesting with us.